Okay, for part 6 of the Medicine Bow Peak mosaic, I'm going to start filling in some of the rocky areas up on the snowfields, on the upper snowfield and the steeper slopes of the peak. And I've already filled in a little bit here. And so I'm using dark bluish gray, or dark stone gray, on most of this. But one of the things I decided to do was, where appropriate, I'm actually on the left-hand side going to throw in a few studs of black in some of these areas. And the reason I'm doing that is because the sun is shining in from the right in this picture, and so that gives a little bit of shadow, and so that'll kind of break up the fact that this is going to be, otherwise this would pretty much just be solid dark gray. But that'll give it a little bit of character, and from a distance I think it'll make it look a little more realistic. I'm going to do the same thing down here in the tree areas as well, because that's visible in the original picture. I'm off on the edge of my table here, so I don't have a lot of room here to show you the picture while I'm doing this. But all this stuff up here that I'm filling in is rock, and then it's just a question of whether I want to, shade it or give a little bit of shadow there. All I have to do here is just to keep filling in these pieces, and again, wherever seems appropriate, I can add a little bit of black. One other thing I did is I did add a couple of 3 studs here worth of white that wasn't here before. That's to fill in a little snow gully there that I decided to put in that I didn't catch earlier. Now, so this is going to be all the gray, and then I think I'm going to put in black right here, again just to give a little bit of a shadow. But I think I'm going to fill the rest of this in with dark gray on this side. And then I think maybe I'll put in a little bit of gray right here for shadow. And probably what I'll do there, I think I'm just going to put in this piece here as gray, or sorry, as black. And then the rest of this is going to be gray. Now I've got a little more work to do over here, but unfortunately I can't shoot this area very well. Again, this is a little bit longer than my table, and I can't get my tripod really any further over here without any major difficulty. So I'll do this off camera, but I'm going to keep working in this area here. Now, some of the areas down here are going to be rock as well, and I think what I'll go ahead and do is I'll fill in a few of these small areas here just to have them done. So those are also going to be dark gray. Now there won't be quite as much contrast with a light gray, but that's just the nature of this, because I tried to make the upper snow lighter than the lower snow, and I'm going to blow this. It's always a good idea to have canned air on hand. Now this area right here. Now one of the things I got to be careful here is that I'm getting into some areas here where the rock is overall kind of darker, and I got to figure out whether I want to make that black or whether I want to go with a brown in there to indicate that. So we'll come back there. Let me go ahead and do this spot. We'll do that with a 3 and a 1. Now this area over in here, this is mostly tree, and then up in here is a lot of rock. So let's see. Let's go ahead and try to fill in this right here. So this is basically again rock, there's in the picture there's some hints of some darker spots in here, and kind of lower down here. This is also getting a little bit into a couple trees, but the main tree areas are a little further down. So this is just going to be dark gray here, and I think probably all across that. But I think I will go ahead. Now I wouldn't have to, but I think I will put a shadow here. Gotta get out the duster again. It's actually been a while since I last worked on this. I've been focusing on other things, and I took a little vacation time to actually go hiking in the mountains. Not these mountains, but... So let's do this, and let me put in that little bit of shadow here, and I'm going to fill that in with a 2x4. I still have quite a few. I still have a fair number of the 2x2 corners, but maybe not quite as many, and those pieces are a little more expensive. So I'll keep filling this in, and I'm going to put a piece, make sure again to have a piece across the gap there, and I do have a lot of these 2x3s. Now, since I put a highlight or a low light here, a shadow, the question is whether I want to do that over here. I might. I think I will, but I don't want to put it on the whole way. So let's see, what's the best way to do this? Okay, now I could have put some more snow in here, but I didn't. I'm tempted, and this is something I may do in a few cases, is to put some light gray in here to kind of indicate, you know, that there's rock there but not quite as obvious, and that also would count as a little bit of a highlight. So I think I'll do that. So that's going to be a light gray piece there. I know it's going to be kind of hard to tell. I mean, I'm trying to look here at my looking up at my screen here on the camera to see whether or not this is you know, just how well this is coming out. But this is going to be the kind of the thing that I'll have to kind of, you know, look at it from afar later on and hope this is going to work out. So I'm going to keep filling in some more of these areas off camera, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm getting back into the overlit area here from my other light. So this would be a good time to show what I've done. So this is a darker rock area right here that I'm going to put in, and the rest of this is pretty straightforward. Now let me try to show you that rock area. So that is right here, and you can see that's darker, and that's what I'm trying to mimic over here. And it's not shadowy or anything, it's just that I think it's just darker rock. It's clearly a lot darker than the big rock over here that I'm going to get to. So I think hopefully that'll look okay, that's in black. Okay, so I've slid this over, I have some support here off the table, so we can see this a little better. Now, this piece here is kind of interesting because I had put that piece in there just as a marker here, but pretty clearly I'm not going to use that color right in here. Now, this is still, in this area, this is still rock. Now down in here, this is getting into the trees, and it's just like over here, mostly off frame, where I've got a lot of trees to put in, and so I don't want to. So I'm going to have to, think a little more about that. But I still have a little bit of stuff to put in right here before the big feature here. And let's see, and this is going to be that's all rock, and that's rock down to here. Let's see, that, yeah, so I think so those are going to be all rock, and then tree, and I think that's rock right there. So may have just a hint of rock over there off frame, but otherwise I think I've pretty much got all the rock in up to Old Main. Now actually there is a little bit more rock right here. There's another rock feature, and that actually has kind of a tannish color. And I've got another rock buttress off to the left that also is going to have a dark tan color. Now, I said dark tan, but dark tan is not dark enough there. And that means I'm going to go with reddish brown. So let me grab some of that. So I need a, let's see, I need a 1x2 there. Now this is where I kind of wish I had an even darker brown, but that's okay. And then to there, and then run it down. So I think, let's see. Now I don't have a ton of brown plates. But I think something like that, and I'm wondering whether I want to make maybe dark gray right here as again, as kind of a shadow. I don't know whether that's going to look very good or not. I don't know. Maybe it'll be okay. I don't. This color seems a little bright, is my concern, but there's no other real color that I could put there that really works. That distinguishes that as being a little browner type of rock. My concern is that that looks like dirt as opposed to looking like a brownish rock. But I don't know. I'm not sure what else I can do about that. Hopefully I don't have to change my mind and try to pull that out. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% happy about that. Let's see. So have that there, and have this here, and have a little brown there. this. And let's see. I don't know. That might work a little better. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I may work a little bit on this. I may work a little bit on some of this off camera, but I think we'll call this good for today.